This is Senator James Lankford. When President Trump hosted the Abraham Accord signing at the White House on September the 15th, it was the most significant step towards peace in the Middle East in decades. For the first time in a quarter century, Israel and Arab countries are normalizing diplomatic relations, establishing trade agreements, and agreeing to peace. The president did what other presidents said they would do, but never actually did. He moved the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem, the eternal capital of Israel. People said there would be riots across the Middle East, but instead, it led to renewed peace negotiations across the Middle East. President Trump's unorthodox style and willingness to ask the question no one is supposed to ask has made the diplomatic corps cringe, but it's also made the world safer and more secure. President Trump imposed more sanctions on Russia, Iran, and North Korea than any other president. He withdrew from the Iran nuclear agreement that gave billions of dollars to the dictators of Iran and allowed them to pursue a nuclear weapon. He withdrew from the Russian Open Skies Treaty, stopping Russian spies from having unlimited access to American airspace. Because of President Trump, two of the world's most deadly terrorists, Qasem Soleimani and Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, can no longer inflict horror and terror on innocent people, and ISIS no longer has a caliphate. Thousands of American troops are coming home from the Middle East. NATO nations, South Korea, and other allies now pay more for their national defense instead of depending solely on American blood and treasure. The president just led Serbia and Kosovo to sign a peace accord, bringing more stability to the powder keg of Europe. He cracked down on the flood of illegal drugs coming into the United States by increasing our surveillance capabilities and border security. And he led the way in humanitarian aid around the world, including famine relief and the largest single international support to Lebanon after the horrible explosion in Beirut. He fought to get prisoners of conscience persecuted around the world for their religious beliefs out of jail and back home from North Korea, India, and multiple other nations. President Trump and I even worked together to bring Pastor Andrew Brunson home from jail in Turkey. Before President Trump, China took advantage of the United States for decades. They undercut our manufacturing, stole intellectual property, and toyed with our supply chains. Other leaders were afraid to confront China, but President Trump has confronted their unfair trade actions, stood up for the free people of Hong Kong, and worked to move jobs home. President Trump negotiated some of the most significant trade deals in decades, including a major trade victory with Mexico and Canada. He's currently in negotiations with the UK to sign another major trade agreement and multiple others across Africa and the Pacific Rim. After 4 years of President Trump's leadership, America is stronger and the world is safer. He and his foreign policy team deserve 4 more years.